there are all kinds of global events that we come across that are known as phenomenons, and one of them popular in the States more than in our side of the world would be these asteroids that fall from the sky. And you'll hear the concept of aliens, right? Some of you watch alien movies. And the question is whether aliens are real or they are not real. We don't know. In the African context, those things don't exist. We have other stuff that exists in our part of the world than in their part. Here we have ancestors which they don't have that side. They don't have, and in fact, our ancestors are on steroids. I can guarantee you. I remember when these guys won against England. You know, the Boca, when they won against England, there's that boy that made a saying popular, Elizabeth. You remember Elizabeth? Yeah. So the idea of Elizabeth is that it assumes an ancestry behind it. The person saying Elizabeth is assumed to be Nelson Mandela, going to the Queen Elizabeth herself in the world of ancestors. Because what had happened, what you don't know, is that a few minutes before the end of the game, Elizabeth told Nelson Mandela, I'm going to bed, because this game is over. So Elizabeth goes to bed and Nelson stays and watches this game. And because South Africa won, Nelson rushes, Elizabeth! And he wakes up, Elizabeth. Those are phenomenons. Aliens and ancestors. Those are phenomenons, global phenomenons. There is another phenomenon that exists throughout the world. Please just think with me for 5 minutes of thinking. After that, I'll tell you a lullaby and then we can close, right? 5 minutes of thinking, then I tell you a lullaby. All right. So there's a phenomenon that exists at a global scale, and I want you to just process this and think with us this afternoon. The question of sin. When we talk about sin, the question is sin a Christian problem or is it a problem of the world? When we talk about sin, is it a concept that you only find within Christianity, or is it a concept that is global in nature? For example, you know about sin because of the text that you read, because of the Bible, right? That's how you know about sin. If I were to ask anyone, what is sin? Oh, sin is the breaking of the law. That is sin. That's the general understanding of what sin is. And that becomes then a Christian phenomenon. But the question is sin a global issue, or is it only a problem of Adventists or a problem of Christians? That's the question behind this phenomenon that I want us to analyze this particular afternoon. In the pericope that we chose, it is Luke chapter 15 comes within a context. There is a broader context. You pay tithe and offerings. Did we take Nigel today? What I'm gonna Nigel? Oh yes, we did. Remember what I told you yesterday, right? Tithes and offerings, you paid for school fees, so enjoy value for your money. So let's go to class for a few moments. Right? So in Luke chapter 15, that small pericope is within a bigger context. The context begins in chapter 9 and ends in chapter 19. That's the broader context. When you visit the Gospel of Luke, you know that the Gospel of Luke is not like any other Gospels. The other Gospel writers had a lived experience with Jesus. They were with Jesus, they walked with Jesus, they touched Jesus, they understood Jesus, they could hear Jesus, they experienced this man called